president, Logan Pritchett, ring 29, Lisa Bowling.
Yay!
First of all, I'd like to say thank you for coming out tonight. Al's been a longtime member of our ring, and we appreciate his years of service. To start the program tonight, we have from Newport, Mr. Sam Boyce.
Yay!
Thank you, Lisa. I managed to get on this program at the last minute simply because I've been around longer than Al has. And I was the only one who was. But in 1944, this ring was formed, January the 11th, 1944, and the Arkansas Gazette ran a front page article that October when they had their first Ladies' Day. And I'll read you just a little bit of the article that they ran in the Arkansas Gazette. It says, they gaped when President Otis L. Dugan waved a wand and a bird found its way into a light bulb. Their wives couldn't believe it when they saw John Parquette bake a cake with nothing more than salt and soda in a pan. The annual Ladies' Night banquet meeting at the Little Rock Magicians Club at the Albert Pike Hotel was on Thursday night. Producing a live canary in a light bulb, Mr. Dugan placed the bird in a hollow cardboard cube and then, by collapsing the tube, transferred the songbird into the bulb. He kind of cheated on that. You remember, Birch had to always put it in the pistol before he could get that bird. Jimmy Knowlton, many of you remember Jimmy, mystified the audiences with his pinup girl. There was a picture of a bathing beauty with about whom a red cape was draped. Removing the cape, he showed the bathing suit was a bright yellow. When the members and their wives were given another look at the picture, the beauty, who had been standing near the ocean, was neck deep in water without the suit. The tide came in and saved the day, he explained. Charles Price, who I understand is not here tonight but is still living, placed a pack of stamps in a hollow funnel-shaped container and turned it upside down. It was empty. The stamps were found in an album, which was less than a minute before shown empty. How about that?
A new idea.
At that time, they asked Lawrence Burrough why he became a member of the club, and that Lawrence Burrough is the father of the Larry Burrough, who's a lawyer here in Little Rock now. And at that time, Larry Burrough's father, Lawrence, said, well, I heard that if a man has a hobby and takes an interest in it, he may get an extra 10 years out of life. And I thought I might need those extra 10. So, Al, here's your extra 10.
We thought it fitting tonight, since Al's been such a long-time member of our ring, that we would have, in addition to Mr. Boyce's ring history, we would have Mike Curtis, our ring historian, present a miniature version of our ring history. Mike Curtis.
Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. It's good to see all of y'all tonight. And I am the historian of Ring 29. I'm very honored to be in that position. And they wanted me to go out and get some history about Al Houpt tonight. And it's going to involve a little bit of the ring. But before we get into that, I have something to read to you tonight. I'd like to share this with all of you. It says, Dear Al and Flo, I'm very sorry that I could not be here tonight, but I will be in Texas with the Mark Twain Show. When I look back over almost 40 years in magic, I feel very fortunate indeed for the pleasures I have received. And hopefully I have been able to give some pleasures to an audience or two along the way. But my most treasured memories are the friends I have made through magic. I'm very grateful. They include friends like you and Flo. Have a fun evening, Frank and Kate. I'd like to give it. I'd like to read just a little bit about history. I took down a few notes as I searched around to try to find out a few little facts about Al that I could share with you. We've got a few things here I'd like to cover. Albert Dale Houpt was born and raised in the small community of Lonsdale, Arkansas. Went to school at Rural Dale, served in the Army, attended Little Rock Junior College where he met Flo and was married in 1945. Last year he was honored as a 50-year Mason. His careers included running an elevator, keeping books for a doctor, driving a truck, selling building materials, and he even worked for a wildcat sawmill company, throwing slats in a fire. He told me that job only lasted until noon. Isn't that right? Although he's had many interesting occupations, he still prefers to be known as the retired magician, which I think that shows you what magic has meant to him in his life. Now this all is common knowledge. Most of you are aware of Al's past, his history. But I found a few other things that I want to share with you that I think might give us a little more insight into his true character. And some of these things you may not know, or you might know. We'll just find out as we go along here. Now this good-looking man sitting here tonight has not always been that handsome. Now I'm not saying that Al was an ugly baby, but I'm told that when Al was born, the doctor took one look at him and then spanked his parents. Al's looks did improve, and as time went on in later years, he actually turned into quite a ladies' man. In fact, he liked one girl, and he asked her if she could love a man like him. She replied, yes, she could, as long as the man wasn't too much like him. But that didn't deter Al. No, when he came to Little Rock to attend Little Rock Junior College, the first person he met when he came to Little Rock, and he told me this, was Flo. And of course, they were married, and they've had a very long, happy marriage. We all know that. 50 years. Will be. They're going to have their 50th wedding anniversary in December. So that's something to really be excited about. Now, even though they've had a happy marriage, as with all couples, they've had their ups and downs and problems. And, in fact, I found out about one instance where they had to actually go and visit their preacher, and Flo was complaining to the preacher that Al never tells me that he loves me. Well, Al responded with his usual compassionate manner, and he said, the day I married her, I told her that I loved her. I haven't changed my mind. So he didn't figure there was any need to discuss it. Al then told the preacher that Flo was bad to get so mad she'd actually get historical. The preacher said, you mean hysterical? Al said, no, I mean historical. Every time she gets mad, she brings up every bad deed I've ever done. One thing it might be worth noting, Al lost his first job due to illness and fatigue. It seems his boss got sick and tired of him. But those are the things about the regular person, Al Houpt. I think tonight we're here really to honor Al the magician. And Al's had a long magical career. In fact, one of Al's earliest tricks was to make his mother mad by linking his diaper pins together. Remember that, Al? It's still one of her favorite tricks, isn't it? Later on in his career, one of his favorite tricks was sawing the lady in half, and Al was good at it. He was real good. He just had a little trouble with that last part of the trick at the end where you have to put the lady back together. That was kind of his downfall. And it was soon after that Al, by necessity, had to become an escape artist. Now, Al, he booked several shows, and he had many successful shows. People really enjoyed watching him perform. but they were all not the greatest shows. In fact, one show that he had in front of a large group, it seemed, was so bad that after the show, only one man applauded, and he was actually slapping his face to try to stay awake. But Al was not discouraged. You know, he has stamina and courage, and he can weather little storms like that. One of the things that he did is he met with some local magicians, try to get a little assistance, and they helped and encouraged him, but he didn't take their advice, and he stayed in magic anyway. Now, in 1944, those magicians formed Ring 29, and they called it the Necromancers. Now, the reason they called it that is because they knew Al wouldn't know what that name meant, and he might not join. 6 years later, however, Al figured it out and joined the club. At that time, they were meeting at the Albert Pike Hotel and later moved to Winfield Methodist Church. In less than a year, Al got tired of meeting alone at the Albert Pike and finally found the group. The club moved again to Cartide then, and Al followed along. We can't afford to move again, so I guess we're going to have to let him stick around with us. You know, with all his faults and things I've pointed out here, Al, I guess, is probably the best loved magician among us, and it's really an honor to be a part of a club that he's in and to have him here tonight. And thank you very much.
The next person on the program tonight is our ring treasurer. I'll turn it over to her, Mary Ann Campbell.
Wow.
Well, I felt very fortunate after we lost our very beloved treasurer, Jimmy Nolte, that I was asked to be your treasurer. It was some big shoes to fill because Jimmy has always done a terrific job here at the club. But I reflected back, and I want you to know that because of Al Houpt, this club is more prosperous. Because I want to share with you what Al has meant to this club and what he has contributed in value. The IBM Ring Treasury started off with three holders. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 treasury dollars. And Al was wonderful to share, first of all, his talents. He performs the best professor's nightmare ever seen anywhere. He performs with great humor and great humility. So his talents were the first investment. We maintained our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 treasury dollars. And then Al was so wonderful to share his wisdom. He has tremendous magic knowledge. And he shared that with all of us. And we grew. And the treasury maintained their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 treasury dollars. And beyond his wisdom, he not only shared his wisdom, but he shared his equipment. And when I was working on things such as the Money Magic series, he would share his housing that he made for the urban development. He and Jimmy would bring over tricks to the house and let me use them on the series. And he shared everything that he had. We maintained our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 treasury dollars. So we just grew and we grew. And then Al said, you know, I know you have a good, well-funded treasury, but there's something more that I want to enrich you with. And that was his friendship. He has never been without giving us love and truly caring. And so as you can see, we're quite rich with our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ring dollars. It gives me great pleasure to present to you now a plaque, and it says, Al Houpt, IBM Ring 29. We love and appreciate you and your 42 years of unselfish service to our ring. March 19th, 1992.
Thank you, Marianne. You know, I have been compared to a turkey because he can't trust until he finishes gobbling. I can't talk until I finish my cry or my laugh. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
The next person that's going to stand up here doesn't know he's going to be next. He's the reason we're all here tonight. Mr. Ralph, I have been told you do a terrific professor of my name. I, for one, would like to see this.
Really, Elson Beam asked me to do this. I was afraid he couldn't go to, but he did. But this is my favorite trick. I guess it's my favorite because I once did this trick before the queen came. I didn't know she was queen at the time. It wasn't until after the show when she came backstage and she says, "Mister, if you're a magician, then I'm the queen." And I appreciated her majesty for making her presence known, because I would never have recognized her. But this trick will explain an old and oft-debated question of how long is a rope. A rope is as long as the distance between its two ends. That's what makes this one so short. This end is close together. This one is a little longer because the end is a little further apart. And this is the longest of the three. And I put this, place the rope in my hand. Keep the ends together so that they will all be going around. When you bring the bottom end, the short rope up, and place it alongside the top. You gotta shorten that rope. Close the end, close it together. And when you bring the bottom end up, medium rope, place it alongside the top end, you have also shortened that rope. And then when you bring the long bottom or long rope up and place it alongside the top end, you have shortened that rope. Now, all three ropes are the same length because the ends are the same distance apart. Now, that's the part the queen didn't get to her for her head. But I know it's obvious enough to you. When I take those ropes apart, as long as those ends are the same distance apart, those ropes remain the same length. Now don't let the loops fool you. They fool the queen, but after all she's in. Now I'll make this just as simple as I know how. A rope is made up of two ends, one on each, and the rest of it will be somewhere between those ends. Where it might be? One, two, three pieces of rope, all the same length. Anytime you change the relative distance between the ends of those ropes, you'll wind up with a short rope, a medium rope, and a long piece of rope. Thank you very much.
this evening says he's a preacher. Sometimes we question that. Reverend Hughes.
What I like about magic is the professionalism of it. And what I like about Al is that he always taught me to use things that were cheap or not expensive. One of the best things was a piece of little old string. And I've got my pocket full of that. In fact, I keep so much in there that I get it mixed up with all of the other junk I've got in there. But you'll notice that this is a very professional carrying case here. It's by Rigor. I was shown this. Matter of fact, the only place I've ever seen it was when a man had probably forgotten more magic than we ever have known. In fact, he's forgotten about everything, haven't you? But he came up one day and he was showing it. By the way, I've never done this before. Some of you may have seen this before. Have you ever seen the paper tear and restore trick? Any of you ever seen it? You've seen that? Well, good, because that's not what I'm going to do. Let's see. Al came out with just a newspaper, and he said, you can find more things in a newspaper. And here's fire charged 50 acres on Chenal. Boy, that was terrible. Got a picture of him there putting the fire out. And the state attorney's run Gamma, I don't know what that is. West Memphis stops Conway. Like sports. But you can find just about anything in the world you want to in a newspaper. I hope I don't mess this up too bad. Because as I say, I've never done this before, but just reaching into the paper, I found this. And since I'm supposed to take this over out of my pocket and open that and drink it like he did, but he said he couldn't do this anymore because he couldn't find the Coke. So I want to present you with this as a gift.
I don't know how to follow that. We'll try it. We'll give it a shot. Dr. Henry Johnson.
Al, that Professor Nightmare is my favorite trick too.
It is.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do it. This is just a little quickie. Would you bring me a salt shaker up here, one of them? Just one of you young men? Yeah, that's good. I think Al taught this trick to Andy Stevens. Stay up here, I need your help. I want you to verify like that salt. Tastes like salt? And that's my hand, right? And that's the salt. I'm gonna pour some of that in there. Without spilling too much. Now what you do with that salt, once you get it in there, it's messy. So you squeeze it real tight in a little ball. You know where it went? Oh, I'm gonna show you right up there, see? Sap! Right up, hold your hand out.
I forgot to announce the performer that follows Dr. Johnson gets to clean stage. That honor goes to Jim Henson.
Oh.
Yay, Jim.
All right.
I think he did it before he left. Saw him working at it.
You know that everybody knows that by now, if you haven't or are not aware of this, that Al has been in magic a long time. And I have not been in it as long as he has, but I have a lot of enthusiasm for it, magic. And I'm going to attempt tonight to prove who the world's greatest magician is, Al or myself. Now, we're going to see if this works. Are you prepared to defend your honor as the world's greatest magician?
Always.
Always? Well, I need your help up here. Can you stand up and come up here for just a minute? Give me a hand. The way we're going to do this is, you taught me how to play cards. And we're going to play poker to see who the world's greatest magician is. I win, I'm the world's greatest magician. You win, I'm still the world's greatest. So we'll do this right. If you win, you're the world's greatest magician, okay? You know how to play poker?
No.
Well, I hope not, because this will give me a better chance. Would you like to cut those once or twice for me? It's a deck of cards. Have you ever seen a deck of cards before? I didn't think so. Okay, I don't want to touch them. I'm going to let you keep them. What I'd like for you to do is to deal 5 cards onto the table. This is my 5 cards in this poker hand. You can give me any 5 cards you want. Oh, dealing from the bottom of the deck. Please help me. All right, if you will, stick the rest of the cards right in here. Just stick them face down into here. Oh, yeah, no, that's okay. That's all right. I can take any one you give me because you just gave me the best hand. Go ahead and put them right in here. Just lay them right in there. Can we get them in there all right? Okay. I don't want you to think I've done anything fishy. I'm like all magicians. I don't do anything fishy. I want you to hold this deck here, your deck of cards in the box. Now, what I want you to do, if you're the world's greatest magician, I want you to cause yourself to have the best hand. Can you do that? Yeah. Sure you can. Okay. Go ahead. This is my cards here. Lay the box down and open the box up and take off the top 5 cards for yourself and lay them face down. Just slide them off. I think they'll slide right off. There's one. 2, 3. Can we get them all there? 4 and 5. Now, you've got your cards and I've got mine. Now we're going to see who's the world's greatest magician by who has the world's best poker hand. I'll turn a card over and announce my card, and you turn a card over and announce your card. Whoever has the 5 best cards will win. My first card is a 4 of hearts.
Mine's a 5 of diamonds. I mean, hearts.
Ace of hearts.
Ace of hearts.
Whew. That ace beats my 4. I think I'm in trouble, Al. Let's try it one more time. I have an 8 of hearts.
I have a king of hearts.
I'm going to have to get a little better here, aren't I?
That's no unusual.
Well, let's try this one more time. Whoa, I got a 9 of spades. That's not a very good hand, is it? Go ahead, let's see what your next card is.
Jack of hearts.
Jack of hearts. We're going to find out. Oh, I got a pair of 9s. Can you beat a pair of 9s? I don't see anything that will beat a pair of 9s. What do you
I
have?
got a 10 of hearts.
A 10 of hearts.
Yeah.
See, my pair of 9s still beats yours, though. Let's see what my last card is. Look at there. I got 8s and 9s. Let's see if you can beat 2 pairs.
Queen of hearts.
Oh, my goodness. Does everybody know what a royal flush is? If you don't understand a royal flush, you'll have to understand that that's the highest that you can get in a deck of cards. The 10 through ace are the same suit. You just beat the fool out of me, Al. Everybody give a hand to the world's greatest. It is fishy.
Before we draw this evening to a close,
That file.
Mr.
Arnold.
Of course.
This is we'll take care of measure. Henry Johnson usually requests this. Not here, I won't do it anymore. I think. There's a two of you. I came from Montreal. The smallest incorporated city in Golden County. There, we had a Christmas tree.
These two here. Oh, his was terrible.
We had 2 years from church.
Anyway, no, I can get you changed. No problem.
I don't take
What's your name?
yeah. But that's,
So just,
I refer to it at times as
just between you and
the Christmas tree, the evolution
sorry
of the
about this.
Christmas tree.
I need some, can I see some chocolate?
Don't run off, I'll be back. Now, some people nowadays have small Christmas trees.
See, they added two.
Pictures of the table. A little larger. A little larger. But the Christmas tree, as long as they were in the church, we saw all we could see. And the decoration was unwrapped gifts. We had no electricity. My mother made some beads out of China berries. Now, when I went into the church, first thing I saw high on the Christmas tree was a pork chop. That's my way. It had to be my tree. Because it was just like the pictures on that worn and saw page and circle bucket. I was now, they took the presents off the tree, the little ones, the lower limbs. And then, in order to get the others down, I rolled in a ladder. Because they had to have that letter in order to reach my truck.
Al, would you have him hold it a second? Let's get a picture. Now, turn. Yeah. Gotcha. Good.
Now, I watched that truck very closely, and the thrill of a 5-year-old to run up front and get a truck. I still need Christmas.
Mr. Houpt, I have just been informed that a musician by the name of Arnold First has come into town.
Who brought that up?
I don't know where that came from.
Oh, it's an inside joke. He hates Arnold First.
Again, I'd like to say thank you for coming out tonight. We do appreciate Al and many years of service to the ring. I'd like to close this evening with a story. It's a story of a young man named Diamond Jack.
I paid for both of them $25.
Jack was young. He was only 26. He was a handsome man, a regular king of hearts. He was an ace in the war. Jack was poor. He hadn't been flush in a long time. He often felt blue because he belonged to only one club. His friends, however, belonged to 2 or 3 clubs. Jack was proud. His hands had never turned to spade. One day at 7, he had a date with a lady. However, she didn't show up. While at the restaurant, he met another lady and ate with her. She ate and ate and ate. Tray after tray of food. She even had a pair of steaks. Jack became worried. All he had in his wallet was a 10 and a 5. But the bill was only 13. The waiter added 2 more. "What for?" cried Jack. "My tip," said the dirty knave. "Now just a minute," cried Jack. "I don't mind forking over 10%, but this is ridiculous." Just then, the waiter spotted Jack's diamond ring. Jack hit the waiter in the 5th rib. "999, cried the German waiters. The manager sixed the cops on Jack. He called out half the force. 6 or 7 clubs fell on Jack's head. His mind went blank. When Jack woke up, he was in front of the judge. "I'm here to handle your case," said the judge. Just then, Jack spotted his old sweetheart, Mary McClub from Ireland, in the corner. "Your Honor," said Jack, "I was almost robbed by a hijacker." Mary McClub can attest to my moral character. I love her with an aching heart. I'm no joker. And with that, Jack presented Mary with a solitaire diamond. They became 2 of a kind, 2 hearts that beat as one.
Well, I have never been so honored in my life. Far beyond expectation. And I must quote Uncle Johnny Paquette when he said, "The members of Room 29 are the best people in the world."
That's it, folks.
And we'd like to get some pictures, so he'll have some memories. So I'm gonna have him come around and we'll take pictures over here with this group and with all of his family. And so if y'all just kind of gather for us as he and Flo both come around.
Jake.
Can Arnold first pose with him?
Oh, yeah. Why don't you go here with these folks? Al, hello, come on. Come over here.
Have them all get up in front of the light, Mary. Have them all get up in the light.
Maybe it'd be easier to get around with them.
Okay, yes,
Here, let
well,
me
yes,
scoot
why
out
don't
of
y'all,
the
we'll keep them here and everybody can come
Yeah,
around.
I don't think they're
We'll
ready.
get you first,
Get
and
you
y'all
home,
stand
'cause you
right
got
here in
so
front, and then we'll all get behind you. Okay, y'all. Guy, come on up, baby.
Y'all doing
Miss Boyce, come on up. Jimmy, come on.
All right, Larry will call when he gets home. And you'll call tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll take the camera.
Oh. Everybody get in?
Let me guess you aren't ready.
Let me get sweat.
Right, Jen, do we need to come in?
Just a little bit to the left, if you
Okay,
can,
Reverend,
please.
can we squeeze? Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
That's good.
Like what?
That's everybody
Oh,
like you.
That's pretty good. I've never done one.
I think we got just.
I was up Larry, he needs to come down.
Now,
One-
take that
one more
good.
time.
One more, yeah.
A little closer.